Hello, I'm Linda from Barlates Body Blitz. Unfortunately, my cat Minnie is not going to be part of today's video because she has decided to park herself under my rebounder over there, and she has decided not to budge. So you're going to have to look out for her in my up and coming videos instead. Before I get into the topic at hand, which is going to be about loose skin, I just want to address a few little things. Number one, how are you enjoying the 21-day Perky Lifted Butt Challenge? Are you doing all the workouts? Are you doing them in order? Are you mix and matching them? I want to know in the comments below if you're starting to see results. We're over halfway now, so there should definitely be some tightening going on in those peaches, right? So please tell me how you like it, whether you like the format as well, because I'm going to be doing more challenges in the future, and I want to have feedback about if you prefer the single exercises, one a day, or if you would prefer less days, so rather than 7 days a week having to do an exercise, maybe only 5 days a week but more exercises, maybe 3 to 5 days a week and actual full-length workouts. Let me know in the comments below what you would prefer, because I do want to do more challenges, but I don't want to keep doing this format if it doesn't work for the majority of people, so let me know below. Next, I didn't print off my list of names today of the new members to my Barlates Super Size, Extra Fries and Fun Size memberships, but thank you so much for joining. I do see you all in there. I will definitely give you a shout out in the future, but yeah, you're probably happy I don't have those names printed off because I tend to butcher them if they're not very simple names. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. I hope you're enjoying the exclusive content if you are a Barlates Supersize member. And also, how are you enjoying all about the abs, the glute activation series? Let me know. Give me feedback. What do you like? Do you like using the chair? I at the moment am a bit obsessed with using the chair as a prop. So if that is something that you enjoy as well, then definitely let me know. If it's something you don't like so much, then let me know as well. So just give me feedback in general, because I want to keep making workouts that I enjoy making, but also is something that you guys enjoy doing. So definitely let me know in the comments below. If you don't like to leave public comments and you want to message me about something more in depth, definitely do that, and you can either DM me or you can email me at workoutdvdworld@gmail.com, and I read all those messages and I do reply. If you don't follow me on my other social media, Instagram's a good one. That's my main one, really. I do have a Facebook group as well. All the links are below. Okay, I think that is all. Oh yeah, and thank you so much for everyone who's still buying me coffees. If you don't know about that, it's basically my Buy Me a Coffee account is just a sign of appreciation. So it's not really an actual coffee, but you're sending me a virtual coffee via a small donation, and I really appreciate that. I love to hear your messages as well over there. If you've never tried it before, there's a link in every description of my video. You can just go through to my Buy Me a Coffee account and then just purchase as many coffees as you like, and I love to read the messages, so make sure you leave me a comment, because I know that there's some people that are kind of anonymous and they just buy me coffees, and that's fine, you know, if you really want to do that. But I love to hear how you guys came to the channel, how long you've been doing the workouts, if you've been seeing results, all those wonderful things. So definitely leave me some messages over there as well as in the comments here. So without further ado, let's talk about loose skin. I've actually got notes today because, as you know from my previous coffee talks, I tend to ramble on a bit. So I decided to make today a little bit more official, just so that it's easier to follow along. Now, backstory about loose skin. A lot of people will get loose skin not just from aging, because your collagen production in the skin slows down. As soon as you hit 30s, 40s, you notice that your skin elasticity is worse in general. Even the dryness of your skin, so your overall hydration, tends to reduce over time. So those are definitely factors for loosening skin in terms of age related. Obviously, there's also weight loss related skin loosening. So if you lose a lot of weight rapidly, you tend to see that loose skin, or just a lot of weight will give you loose skin as well. And obviously pregnancy, a lot of mums end up having that mummy tummy that's a little bit loose. And yeah, it's, you know, I understand all of those things are massive issues for women's confidence, and we all just don't like loose skin. Now, mine is different to all of those reasons. Mine is because I went through the topical steroid withdrawal and I'm still coming out the other end of it. If you don't know about that, then please listen to my September 2020 coffee talk that's called TSW Update. That's where I initially kind of talked about having TSW or topical steroid withdrawal. And then my Happy New Year 2023 was when I kind of came back after over 2 years of severe symptoms where I wasn't filming or anything. So if you watch those two videos, if you hadn't watched them before, then that will give you all the backstory. I'm not going to go into a huge amount of detail at the moment. But for me, with topical steroid withdrawal, because it is you know, a skin-related issue, I had to suffer, well, not had to, but I did suffer with many symptoms, and amongst those symptoms, there was swelling. So my skin swelled, and I'm not going to go into graphic details about it because I don't even want to remember it. It was that horrendous. But let's just say my skin would have increased in size by at least 1.5 clothing sizes. So all over my body, pretty much, even my face, my hands, my feet, everywhere swelled. Luckily, it wasn't all happening at the same time, but over the course of, say, a year and a half, I had swelling in various areas. And sometimes it was so bad that on my legs, for example, I could hardly bend my legs because it was so swollen, even behind my knees. It was painful. You can just imagine your skin just expanding so quickly. It wasn't like pregnancy where it slowly expands over 9 months. It was literally within a couple of weeks, it went from this to this. So yeah, it was pretty traumatic. And the stretching of the skin obviously was very quick. Thank goodness I didn't get stretch marks from it, because that would have just been an even worse nightmare. But it's taken its sweet time to contract, and it's had to contract everywhere in my body. And that's the reason, one of the big reasons why when I filmed the comeback video in January 2023, after not filming for over 2 years, that's one of the main reasons I said, obviously I'm going to be looking different than before, because when your skin is not suctioned into your bones, to your tendons, to your muscles, then it's basically going to leave you looking more floppy, more kind of, I guess, yes, less youthful, right? So that's my reason for the loose skin. And having said that, my skin stretched to, say, 1.5 dress sizes over the last, say, year that I haven't, or a bit less than a year that I haven't had any swelling. It's gotten down to maybe being a flesh suit that's maybe a quarter size too big or something like that. I don't know exactly how to measure it, but there's pretty much loose skin in most areas of my body. I can pinch more skin than I did before. In some areas, it's gone back to the point where it's not really noticeable, but in other areas, there's still a lot to pinch. So it's an ongoing thing for me, and I do believe it's going to come all the way back, because I have, you know, heard testimonials of people having the same thing, and magically the body is able to heal itself, magically, right? As long as you provide the body with the tools it requires to heal itself. So that's my area of, I guess, I wouldn't say expertise, but experience that I can share from to hopefully help people who have loose skin for whatever reason, okay? So I'm purely sharing from my experience what has helped me, and I'm not an expert, and I haven't tried all of those latest gimmicks out there, like the belly firming cream that's such a rage at the moment. Maybe it works, I don't know, I can't tell you that. Maybe it's something that helps some people, like a lot of products, but I'm going to talk purely about what's helped me. So the number one thing that I would say looking at my list because I don't want to skip ahead. Oh yeah, and the other factors actually that I do also want to mention that can cause loose skin are menopause causes collagen reduction, ultraviolet light damage, being out in the sun too much, and even tanning beds. They can really start to damage the skin, dehydrate the skin, and reduce your collagen. Certain medications can also cause your skin to dehydrate. Then harsh chemicals, skin products. So let's just talk about that one quickly before we go into the main point. One of our biggest issues in Western society is environmental toxins, right? We are constantly surrounded by toxicity in the air, in the water we drink, in the things that we come into contact with, in the laundry detergents, fabric softeners, the beauty products we use. There are toxins and chemicals in everything. So I'm going to start by saying our genetic makeup as a human, as we are right now, has been going on for about 200,000 years, right? For the bulk of that period, so over 99% of that period, we were hunter-gatherers, we lived in the outdoors, we did not have chemicals surrounding us. For the last, say, 200 odd years since industrialization, we have now drastically changed not only the way we live, but also the way we eat. And obviously then also the products that have become available. We are not so naive to think that the government is really controlling what's going on, right? They're not controlling the companies that are making beauty products as cheaply as possible and in order to make the most amount of money. They're not controlling the food. Not to a certain extent, there's the FDA or the TG, whatever it's called in Australia. There is a certain amount, but they can't control everything, right? So we as the consumer, we have to be the smart one and we have to do our research. So with environmental toxins, there is a lot you can do to start helping yourself. So I talked mainly about detergents and harsh chemicals. Fragrance in general, the word fragrance is a banner for a whole host of chemicals that they do not have to put on the label. You have no idea what that fragrance is made out of, right? And you are spraying it on your skin. You are using it in your face wash. You're using it in your makeup. You're using it in your shampoo. Your skin is the largest organ in your body. Everything you put on your skin, even if it's residue on your clothing, is absorbed into your body. And then your body has to deal with it, right? So those are just toxins from the things you put on it. Then there's toxins from the things you eat. Then there's toxins from the air you breathe. Then there's toxins from the water you consume and shower with. So really, if you're looking at it from that respect, our bodies are a miracle not to be crumpled in a heap with toxicity, right? But unfortunately, there are many subtle ways that toxicity is coming out. It may be in your skin not looking its best. It may be in severe things like cancer. It may be just migraines. It may be irritable bowel syndrome. There are so many things that are aggravated by environmental toxins. And some people might say, oh, you're being over the top, but there have been studies done, so many studies done, and there's case studies of person after person after person having severe symptoms, not knowing where they're coming from, and then they measure this environmental toxin, they measure this level of heavy metals in their body, whatever it is, and they figure out that it's their lifestyle. It's got nothing to do with their DNA, it's got nothing to do with their genetics, it's actually to do with epigenetics or the environment and the lifestyle. So that's another humongous topic, and because health has been on my radar so intensely for the last 2.5 years, I have watched countless podcasts on this stuff and my head is just full of stuff. So I don't want to go too far off the topic, and I will definitely be making more coffee talks because I want to get this out to the public as much as possible. I want to help as many people as I can with the knowledge that I have discovered through my own illness so that other people don't have to go through this stuff. So if you have questions about anything that I say in this video and you want some more in-depth information, maybe you want some links to podcasts I've watched, products I've used, things like that, definitely just always comment below, okay? So back on track. With all of those skin products that you're putting on the body, there is a website called EWG, so it's Environmental Working Group. Just go EWG Beauty Product Database or something like that, Google it. You can type in what you're using and it will give you a rating. 1 being the least toxic, and I think it goes up to 10 being the most toxic. It will show you what all your brand name beauty products are on that list so you can make better choices, right? So a lot of this can be very overwhelming. When I first found out about all of these different things that are trying to kill me, I was like, where do I start? There's just too much. There's too much here, right? So I just started with whatever came in front of me and whatever I could change easily, I started with that. So if, it was my shampoo, in the supermarket, the first step was I looked for a paraben-free, chemical-free, non-toxic this and that shampoo, right? Then the next step might be that you make your own, Same thing with washing powder. I started off getting the biodegradable, fragrance-free, natural stuff in the supermarket. And then I realized that there's other ways of making your own washing powder, which is not only cheaper, but it's even less toxic. So you progress is what I'm trying to say. You don't have to do everything all at once, but all of these different things will affect your health in general, but also your skin, okay? If you're switching your beauty products to natural products, your skin is not absorbing all this crap. It can actually get back to what it's supposed to be doing, healing itself, creating enough collagen to keep elasticity, keeping hydration in the body. All of these different things that your body knows how to do will go back to being in normal function because you are taking care of your body in general, okay? So that's to do with all of the beauty products. Another one is smoking. Smoking is hugely terrible for your skin. It ages you. It's not just what you're inhaling, but it's also the smoke that's constantly in contact with you. It reduces the moisture in your skin. It kills healthy cells in various parts of your body. I don't know all the statistics and I can't really give you the exact reasoning behind it, but I'm sure you can look it up. But smoking is not good for anything. It's not good for anyone, okay? Including skin. Drinking alcohol also is on the list of things that can cause your skin to lose collagen and just to not look its best and give you loose skin. Okay, so now that we've talked about some of the reasons why you get loose skin and a few solutions as well about trying to minimize the toxins in your environment, let's talk about things like supplements. So there's not a huge amount of studies that have been done yet about collagen supplements and whether they're really effective. Some people seem to think that the stomach acid will actually dissolve that collagen before it even gets into your body. But some studies have been done and, they seem to be quite promising. So I'm hoping that they're going to be doing more larger range studies in the future. Most of the collagen products out there are sourced from animals. I don't think you can really, they've got some weird synthesis of yeast and bacteria that produces a vegan version. Not sure how that would go. But if you're going to take a collagen supplement, you've got to remember that not all supplements are created equally. Number one, the regulation is probably minimal, especially in America. I know that their supplement regulation is very minimal. And you've got to think about the health of the animal that you're eating the collagen from, right? Let's just be really practical like that. If you're eating the collagen from an animal that was factory farmed, that was fed grains, which is not what it should have been eating, and its body's full of inflammation, that's probably not going to help you too much. It's probably not going to give you a very good, healthy source of collagen, right? So if you're going to go for a collagen supplement, make sure it's from grass-fed animals that have been free roaming. You know, there's some that are grass-fed bovine, wild-caught marine, free roaming chicken, and free roaming eggshells from those chickens. So that's the sort of thing you want to look out for. Also, you want to look out for multi-collagen, right? And for it to be hydrolyzed. So basically, there's many supplements that will just give you one type of collagen, but that's not really what your body needs. It needs enough variety of peptides in order to create collagen in your body. So there's one which I will link below that a friend of mine uses, and I can't get it in Australia, so I found my own, but it's called Revive Naturals Multi-Collagen Hydrolyzed Protein Powder. And that one has types 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. It's non-GMO, it's gluten-free, and it's from that grass-fed, free-roaming, wild-caught animals. So that's a really good one that my friend has been using, and she says she notices the difference when she doesn't use it. Now, the one that I found is called Best of the Bone Multi-Collagen Hydrolyzed Peptide Powder. And that, when I asked them about it, they said they had 7 different types of collagen. And it's not just skin derived, which is what most other collagen powders are, but this one is actually derived from the bone and marrow. So it's supposed to be better because of that. This particular company has got many other products. They have bone broth products as well. And bone broth is something that a lot of people will say is a very good way of getting collagen as well. The other sources are from animal proteins, especially all of the bits that you don't want to eat, the tendons, the sinews, all those gross bits that generally most people don't want to eat. That's where the collagen is. So that's why a lot of people end up doing this bone broth where you're putting all of those bits in there and just boiling them, and that ends up coming into the broth. So, you know, that's one way of doing it. And then this company that I've been buying from, I'll link it below, they have their own bone broth powder, which is made from very high quality grass-fed bones and sinews and ligaments and things like that. So that's basically, in terms of supplements, that's where you would get the kind of collagen supplements. Now, for your own body to produce collagen, you need certain vitamins and minerals and amino acids. So what I would say, supplements, things like creams, things like massaging, all of those other tips and tricks that people use for loose skin, they may help and they're a bonus. But what do you really want? And this is what I was focusing on in terms of health, you know, for my skin, for my body in general. What I want is for my body to optimize its collagen production, optimize the skin hydration, right? And I do believe that wherever you're starting from, you can change your nutrition in order to optimize those things. And along with that, you'll end up having better health in general. You'll have more energy. You won't get sick as much. All of your organs will be functioning how they should be. Your hormones will balance out. So all of the above will happen if you optimize your nutrition. What does optimizing nutrition mean? For me, after the research I've done, optimizing nutrition is eating like our forebears, eating like those hunter-gatherer people, real food, unprocessed food that is as close to its natural state as possible. But not only that, unprocessed food that is not filled with toxins, okay? And that is the big difference. I was vegan for 4 years before I got sick. I thought I was healthy. Looking back now, I was not healthy. not only was I eating many processed vegan foods that had all sorts of ingredients I didn't even know what they were, even though they were labeled health foods, right? But I was also eating fruit and vegetables that were highly sprayed with toxic pesticides, that had fertilizers in the ground, weed killers used on the crops. There's so many toxic things that go into our food, even our natural food. Now, even if a food wasn't sprayed, if they're a monocrop, which means they just grow fields and fields and fields of one type of crop, and they don't do what they used to do in the past, letting the soil rest, changing the crop so that the ecosystem continues to build and nourish and have soil that's really rich in all of the minerals and not depleted. There's my baby. Come here, darling. I don't know if you can see her. She's a bit out of the shot. If you are able to get organic food, hi, darling. You're so cute. Come here. Yeah, let me show the people how cute you are. I know she doesn't like this rug at all. Do you, honey? She doesn't like the rug because of the texture. So if I put her down on this now, she would just jump off as quick as possible. Whereas Yoda, he loves the texture of this rug. He would sleep on there, but you don't. And she's always been like that. She doesn't like my dressing gowns. She doesn't like my slippers. Anything that has this furry texture, she just doesn't like at all. Do you, my beautiful girl? You're very particular. Yes, you are, but aren't we all to a certain extent? Come here, Minnie. Sit here. Can you sit here? Yeah, can you sit there so they can see you and your cute little fluffy body? Sorry, totally distracted by my fur baby. So what was I talking about? Yeah, so if you can, and again, this is not available to everyone, so you do your best. You do your best and you try to integrate, does integrate a right word? You do your best and you try to include as many non-toxic foods as possible, but for some people it's just going to be hard, right? If you're in an environment where you just can't get organic food, then, or even spray-free food, then I understand it's going to be hard, and you're still better off eating the stuff, eating the sprayed fruit, eating the stuff that has got pesticides, than not having any fruit and vegetables at all, right? And there are ways of cleaning them that definitely helps. You can wash them with a bit of bicarb. There's many different devices now that you put in the water with vegetables and it actually releases some sort of weird electrical charge that can help clean it. I don't know how it all works, but there are ways. So if you can get organic fruit and vegetables and even organic meat, because you're not just what you eat, you're also what they ate. Does that make sense? So if a cow eats grass that's full of pesticide and weed killer, and that is then stored in their body. Oh no, Minnie's right next to my mic. Is she gonna? She's okay actually, hopefully. That's stored in their body and you're eating that, right? So then that's going to go into your body. So you've got to think 2 steps ahead. So yeah, so that's what I would say. I would say if you can, substitute with organic as much as possible. The thing that you've got to remember is that organic food is so much more nutritious. So say you eat a regular broccoli that's from a monocrop, and then you eat a broccoli that's biodynamically grown, that's full of nutrients and grown with love. That broccoli has 2 to 3 times more nutrients than this other broccoli. So you can eat less of it. And when your body that is looking for nutrients in your food is given all of this living, amazing, nutrient-rich food, you will see your cravings drop. You will see that you don't need to eat as much food in order to be satisfied. Things will change. Things will change a lot in your eating. You will not end up wanting to eat that processed junk. When you start to eat really cleanly and you appreciate how delicious properly grown fruit and vegetables and grains and legumes are, you won't want to lower yourself anymore to that processed junk, I'm telling you. I'm not one of those people that's really pedantic. I still eat out and I know that they're not using organic food. I still will, go to a friend's house and they offer me something and I'll eat it. So I'm not one of these people that's like, oh, I'm going to die if I eat something that's not organic, right? But I do my best to, majority of the time, eat the right food, right? So I use the 80-20 rule with most things. If I can avoid it, I will try to always choose the healthier option. If I'm going somewhere and there are no other options, then I eat what's available, So you've got to kind of live as well. You can't stress yourself out too much, but it's definitely advisable if you can to go organic wherever you can. So going back to what's needed to create collagen and hydration in your skin, not only do you need amino acids, and the main three are proline, lysine, and glycine. You can actually take them as supplements as well, some people do. But you also need vitamin C, which is in your citrus fruits, which is in your kiwi fruit, which is in your berries, even in peppers or capsicums. You also need zinc, which is in meat, in shellfish, in legumes, beans, nuts, and seeds. And you need copper, which again is in nuts and seeds, leafy greens, and dark chocolate. So if you can add those things to your diet, that will definitely help give your body the nutrients it requires to help with collagen production. The other thing that you want to think about is eating the rainbow. You want to have lots of antioxidants which protect your skin against damage. So things like green tea are great antioxidants, one of the highest. Again, the leafy greens, cruciferous vegetables like broccoli, cabbage, bok choy, kale, spinach, and then making sure that you're eating across the rainbow. Like I said, you want to try and eat variety. A lot of people kind of like their certain fruits and vegetables and they think I'm eating 5 veg and 2 fruit a day and that's good. But what you got to remember is variety is key. Try to eat seasonally. Try to eat local seasonal produce rather than getting the stuff in the supermarket that's from a different country. All of these things make a difference. If you have in your area some local organic farmers market or spray-free, it doesn't have to be certified organic, because a lot of farmers, they want to do the right thing and not use spray, but they actually find it hard to get certified because it's super expensive and difficult. So you can go to farmers markets and they might have a spray-free stand, which is a lot cheaper, but still without the pesticides. So hunt around. And not only in local markets, but online. So I found my organic supplier online. They also have a shop front, but I get a delivery of a seasonal box of fruit and vegetables every week with all different things in it. I don't even choose. I mean, I can give preferences, but they just put in there what they've got on hand. And yeah, sometimes it's not perfect, but it actually inspires me to try new things. I've had 3 different types of aubergines in the last few weeks. Skinny ones, mottly little ones, and then the regular ones. So, it actually helps you to think outside the box sometimes when you don't always buy the things you usually would. And it gives you a more diverse range of nutrients because you're eating across the rainbow. Then, obviously, rather than just focusing on what you do want to eat, you also have to think about what you don't want to eat. So I already talked about processed foods being bad for you. Now, the reason they're bad for you, especially sugar, refined carbohydrates, is because they cause inflammation in the body and also in the brain. And they can cause damage to collagen production. So sugar is just not a good idea in general. There are windows where you can eat more carbohydrate. I've been looking into this myself, and for me, because I do so much exercise, I don't fall into the category of the average person. But if you are sedentary most of your day and you just do an hour of exercise, then eating a lot of carbohydrates is not a good idea. I'm not going to go into all of the ins and outs of why, but I think most people know nowadays that refined foods, especially sugar, is not great. And sugar is in so many things. It's not just sugar. Sugar is refined carbohydrate. It's flour. It's in your breads. It's in your pastas. It's in your cookies. It's in your cakes. It's in your pastries. So it's not just junk foods or unhealthy foods, it can also be healthy foods. You think you're buying low fat or low carb, this or that, but really what's in there, you know? There's still sugars, there's still hidden things in there that are refined. Your condiments are a big one. Tomato sauce, ketchup, mayonnaise, salad dressings, a lot of them have sugars added. So you want to be aware of what you're putting in your mouth. Once again, if you have the ability to do so, make things from scratch. I understand that sometimes is hard work and sometimes it's very time consuming if you have a very busy lifestyle. But try to find alternatives in the supermarket. If not, maybe dedicate a few hours on a Sunday to meal prep and make some things yourself. It will make a huge difference. What you've got to think about is when you focus on your health, and this, I'm only talking about one tiny aspect of your health right now. There's still so many topics that we haven't covered. There's regulating your nervous system, there's sleep, there's all these other things that we're not talking about right now. I'm just talking about nutrition. When you are able to give your body what it needs to be healthy, you just function better in every area. You have more energy. Your brain functions better. You're more creative. You have more motivation. You are happier in general. There are so many pros to this stuff. So it's not even just about the loose skin. Yeah, okay, we don't like loose skin, and yes, it will help with it. But don't you want to feel good? Don't you want to be happier and be a better mother, sister, brother, wife, husband, whatever you are? Don't you want to be the best version of you? And that's what I've come to with all of my research, that I want to be the best version of me for myself and for everyone else in my life. And one way I can do that is by focusing on my nutrition, do research on the gut biome and basically how the bacteria in the gut is responsible for 95%, if not 99% of your health in every area. It's not the be all and end all, but I'm telling you, the majority of illnesses start with bad gut health. And if you can get that under control, then you can be healthier. You can live longer. You can reverse aging to a certain extent. Okay, so this is just a little bit of a snippet. I could talk about so many other things. Ask me questions below and I'll do more coffee talks. Because it's just, endless. The amount of information out there nowadays to help people with various issues is endless, literally. And I've sifted through a lot. I mean, there's always more coming out. I've sifted through a lot, and I can give you ideas of, what should you be eating on a daily basis. So if you want to hear more about that, what do I eat on a daily basis? What should you be eating on a daily basis for optimal health? I can give you breakdowns of things. Skin products, what have I been using to help my skin from the outside? What natural products have I been using for beauty products, for detergent, for all of those things? I can give you insights into all of that. If you want to DM me and get recommendations about your personal situation, definitely do that, because I'm all for it. I'm all for sharing what I've learned in order to help as many people as possible. So that's all I'm going to say today. I've probably left a lot out. Maybe it's not what you wanted to hear. Maybe you wanted a quick fix. It's not going to be a quick fix. Just like anything in life, if you want to achieve really great results and lasting results, you got to put the work in. You got to put the work into your nutrition, into detoxifying your environment in order to be the healthiest version of you. It's going to be a day-to-day process, and you just got to be disciplined with it, and you just got to keep at it, just like exercise. So the fact that you guys keep coming back to my workouts shows that you have that motivation and discipline. So we can do this together. I'm happy to support you guys. I'm happy to keep sharing with new things that I'm learning. And yeah, I really think that we can all, as a community, get healthier bit by bit. Progress, not perfection, right? So thanks so much for listening, and I hope it was helpful to some, and I look forward to Barlating with you very soon. Bye for now.